Hello, and welcome to another update on Solana. I'm here on the 1 hour time frame, for Sol. And the market has dipped a little bit lower since the last update, but all parameters remain intact. Okay, so this uptrend here is still alive, still unfolding, still playing out. But obviously, we need to understand here on the smaller time frame what the relevant pivots are that help us distinguish between the two scenarios that we're tracking here on this 1 hour chart. The larger time frame scenarios that I talked about in the last video, they don't change until there's a decisive break below the 78.6 retrace level here at $166. Okay, so I'm still tracking here higher prices. And there are a couple of scenarios that allow me to do that. So first of all, the scenario hasn't really changed over the last couple of weeks, yeah? So it's still playing out, still following this scenario in which a wave 2 presumably bottomed on the 2nd of August. That hasn't changed, and you might remember a couple of weeks back we were watching this rally here, identified this as an A wave, then we were watching for a B wave pullback into support. Price reacted as we wanted it to do. Yeah, in this zone, that's a standard support zone for a B wave. So in the orange scenario, it's entirely possible this B wave actually bottomed. We're now moving up in a C wave, and the C wave should be a 5-wave move. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. So the idea would be in this case that the C wave has started. The C wave should take us to at least $250. And it should be a 5-wave move, but the subwaves of that C wave, they're all corrective, which means we're dealing with, corrective subwave action, which means ABC structures in wave 1, ABC in wave 3, ABC in wave 5. So that's what I'm tracking here on the smaller time frame. What I'm tracking on this time frame is also basically this upper micro support area for the B wave pullback. Yeah. This is not a high confidence scenario because we're dealing with a diagonal pattern, but I can work with this support zone as first line of defense, you can say, for the bulls. So this would be the support zone to watch over the weekend. Yeah, $192. Hold on. $192 is the level that helps us distinguish between the orange, more directly bullish scenario and a short-term, a little bit more bearish case. And we'll have to monitor this upper micro support area very, very closely over the weekend. Yeah. Remember, Monday stock market closed, so we might get a quiet weekend. Definitely, however, something to watch for here if the bulls can defend this upper support area. We've now tested the 50% retracement. There's a bit of a bounce, but nothing too substantial. Now, for an indication that we've actually bottomed in this B wave, we want to see a move above $218. This swing high there from the 29th of August, yeah? And any break below $192, well, that would confirm further that we're likely in this white scenario, which means the B wave is still unfolding. It never bottomed, yeah? This 19th of August low or 20th of August low was not the low of the B wave. That would only become clear if we get a break below $192. Now, at this point, the pullback from the intraday high that you see here is in 3 waves. So if the pullback is indeed in 3 waves, which means it's a corrective pullback, it does keep the door open for higher prices. So as long as the pullback is corrective, I don't have any evidence that it's this wide count, and also not as long as we're holding support. But any break below $192 is a first confirmation we're actually dealing there with the larger B wave. So that's what we're tracking at the moment here on the chart, which means on the weekend, if we get a deeper pullback, I would treat it as larger wave B. In that case, then $181 and $174.40, no, $174.70 will be the next key levels to watch. Specifically also where, specifically also we have this lower boundary line, yeah, of our let's say, wedge pattern or trend channel. So tracking this for now, pressure is down in the very short term, but overall Solana is holding really, really well. So it's the upper support area. All eyes need to be on this upper support area. That's the update on Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, I invite you to follow us on X for additional updates, chart updates, news, and much more. You can find the link in the description. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.